Alright, exercise number 1. For any of these, if you find that even getting to 120 is a struggle, you're always welcome to back off to eighth notes and kind of build up the mechanics that way. So sometimes that can be quite helpful. So here we go with number 1 at 60. And then double time. Now this particular riff, instead of trying to do the upward slant like this, you might be better off tilting your hand the other way, tilting it down, and using like a pinky or your however many fingers you want to do a more downward slant like this. So kind of like you're doing a palm mute, but then take your hand off a little bit. So the reason why is you do your downstroke and then your upstroke, so now it picks up in the air, so it can clear the G string and hit the B string better. And then downstroke on the B, upstroke on the B, so now you're already up and past the G string, so you can come down on that without hitting it. So if you did the upward slant the whole time, you have to really make sure you're muting very well with the left hand, because you will be hitting the adjacent strings doing it that way. This is one instance where a downward slant might be a better approach. And if you watch my hand, it keeps going back and forth, or it'll kind of the forearm will rotate back and forth. This because my hand naturally wants to avoid hitting the other string as much as possible. When it goes really, really fast, well, it's going to hit. So here's 120 again. Wasn't enough, was it? No. So let's do a few other speeds. Let's do 160. So that's pretty tough right there for me. So I have a more aggressive downward slant at this point. See, I'm also doing a lot of extra muting here. Let's see what happens when I go to 180. Yeah, well, muting it sounds very sloppy when you're doing 2 notes per string. So that's why I'm saying, this is why I mentioned this one, you're not going to get too fast. But hopefully, going back and forth like that, it's going to translate into string changing a little bit better. Alright, so this one, 3 notes beat. So this speed, all on the thumb for me. So I don't think my forearm is moving at all at this point, as the thumb is just kind of scooping the pick back and forth. So 120. Now remember, I'm talking about all this pick slant stuff and whatnot, and just telling you what I'm doing, just so you can be aware of some things that can happen. But the most important thing, as always, just make sure the notes sound good to you. That's the most important thing. So here's 160. definitely getting more challenging at this point. 180. If we're going further than that, it's going to be really challenging. So, another one, not going to get crazy fast at. But that's okay. Not everything needs to be. Some things are not designed for super fast speed. That riff being one of them. Alright. So, just fingering. First, when you go to the G string, just switch over to your index finger there. So basically just kind of doing that. So you can sweep it too. Alright, so anyway, two notes per string. There's another one. If you feel you'd be better off doing eighth notes first, that's fine. So if you find it hard to do it at 120, definitely do eighth notes and build up to 240 before doing the 16th notes. Oh my. So this is another one, because you're always changing your string after an upstroke. Having a downward pick slant will be favorable, at least it is for me. Try a little bit faster. This is what I would need to practice if I'm going to go really fast at. Let's try 150. Yep, that's a tough one. Well, that's what I get for just making stuff up on the fly. So, yeah, take your time with it. It's going to be a challenge. The other thing we talked about, endurance. So, I wouldn't even worry about a timer. Yeah, just put on the TV show. Whatever doesn't take up much thinking. And let's say, because if you want, maybe do something at like 180 and see it's like a speed that you'd want to build endurance with. So maybe 200, just for example. Just whatever. Play whatever. Just go as long as you can at 200. Same thing if you want to do the palm mutes. If you want to work on the palm mute endurance, you can. It's already getting very tiring for me. Wait, do that until you can't keep up anymore, and then just switch to doing hammer-ons and pull-ups. I recommend just doing this. I mean, you can just like kind of start down here and work your way up either way, but like hammer-ons on the way up. Just pull-offs on the way down, so you just get the 4 notes in there. And do that until your left hand gets tired, unless you have something, that you can do comfortably. If you feel that the left hand would need a different speed for the endurance thing, because you need to push yourself speed-wise at the same time, at least a little bit, I was trying to say. So that maybe your left hand, you feel way faster with that, you know, you can move it up to 220 or 240 on the metronome for yourself, and do the legato stuff that way, and then kind of go back and forth. So do the legato until your left hand can't keep up anymore, and then switch back to your right. So this way, your break time per arm is when the other arm is doing the work. So give that a try. Let's see how that works for the endurance this week. All right. If you remember that question you forgot, let me know, and I will see you for an hour next week.